Hello Gabriel, I'm really scared for today's video, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what deviant things you all have submitted because I have actually resisted reading them. But if you couldn't tell from the title, today I'm going to be ranking your confessions, anonymous confessions. I told you all to make them anonymous because I don't want to have to be obligated to call the police or a priest or any authorities on any of you. This is the ranking system. 1 is the least bad, which is OMG did I send this? 2 is can't relate but I support you. 3 is let's just keep that one between us, bestie. And 4 is I'm so sorry but I'm gonna have to turn you in. The last one, number 5, is the worst one, which hopefully no one will get today. Call the priest, emergency exorcism, which hopefully we won't see today because you know you're all little angels, right? You're all little angels that have never done anything wrong, so no one would get that, right? Alright, let's just get into it. I have so many to get through. You guys have a lot of confessions. I think there was 24 total. So let's just boom, 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 boom. I hooked up with my French teacher in high school? Baby, that's not your fault. And we continued hooking up for 3 years. In a rather religious high school. Teachers and students there thought we were best pals, although all throughout the years. I was 18 and she was 26. I would not blame you for that. Like, you were not the responsible adult in that situation. Can't relate, but I support you. I support you, not in like doing that. Not that I say you should do that again, but I support you in that it's not your fault. And you were just a kid. You were just an 18-year-old kid who had a crush on your teacher, which is really normal. I feel like a lot of students, I had a crush on my teacher, but my teacher was like normal and didn't pursue children and students. So yeah, like I get that you were 18 and legal, but it's still weird for your teacher, not for you. You're fine. My mom found out I was vaping at the age of 16. How old are you that vaping was a thing when you were 16? I thought vaping like just materialized like 2 years ago or something. I don't know. Anyway, and I got caught in the act once. I told her it was one of those melatonin pins and stole my vape back from her when she was asleep. Did she believe you? Did she you left out an important part of the story. Did your lie work? Honestly, I'm just gonna say can't relate, but I support you. Like, that's not that bad. I mean, I don't support vaping. I don't think it's good for you. But we all do stuff that's bad for us. We all have our unhealthy habits. Who am I to judge? And I don't blame you for lying to your mom either. Who doesn't lie to their mom? My senior year of high school, I just quit doing homework and lied and said it was because I was taking care of my brother who was sick, but he wasn't. Then in college, I handed in the same 8-page term paper final to 3 different major classes and no one found out. OMG, did I send this? I had like a condition growing up, Chiari malformation, and it's like a brain condition that has tons of various different symptoms. Everyone who has it has like a lot of different symptoms, but for me it was mostly like fatigue and constant headaches. But I definitely, when I stopped doing homework my senior year, I did the same thing. I completely stopped doing homework, and I definitely leaned on that. I didn't necessarily lie about it. I did have it, but I definitely played it up. You know, I definitely played it up a little worse than it was, I think, to get out of schoolwork. Okay, here it goes. Also, if you happen to know who I am, it's all good. I just thought at least someone should get a good chuckle out of this. Okay? Also, I'm sorry for the long paragraph. I will try my best to keep it short. This all started around 2019. My mom was on a health journey, so every day she would come to me with different things she did that day. I was proud of her for doing what she thought was best for her body, so I didn't mind when she would tell me about it. One day she came to me asking if she wanted to go to her friend's house since her friend wanted to show her everyone she knew a new routine she started. She asked me if I wanted to join her and I said, sure, why not? I'll go support my mom on her journey. We got to her friend's house. Everyone looked super friendly, but I kept getting a weird feeling because they were way too friendly. And I wasn't used to this. And they all looked like soccer moms or stay-at-home moms who do yoga and wellness stuff. Is this gonna be like an orgy? I'm really scared. After a bit of chatting and catching up, we all sat in my mom's friend's living room. The friend introduced us to this woman who was here to talk about products that have changed her life. It's an MLM. I was like, okay, what is happening? I can't believe your own mom roped you into this, but that's how the MLMs work. They always make you target like people you're close to, like your family, your close friends, and use them. The friend introduced us to this woman who was here to talk about products that have changed her life. I was like, okay, what is happening? And then she pulled out a bunch of essential oils and products that contained essential oils in them. You can see where this is going. That's right, everyone. This is the time I almost got involved and joined an MLM without knowing. And no, it's not Young Living. Now, before y'all are like, oh, sweet child, I didn't grow up in North America. I was only born there. I only had a vague idea of what a pyramid scheme was, but I didn't know what brands were part of that. This explains why I did the things I did in the story. None of this is your fault because MLMs are predatory, and I don't blame anyone who like gets victimized by them. The meeting was great, and she ended the presentation with, yeah, if y'all want to start your health journey, you can get this subscription to buy these oils and use my code. Y'all, my mom was about to subscribe and she stopped because tell me why the subscription was $90. We were both like, nope, too much for freaking essential oils. Agree. The lady doing the presentation just swooped in and saw that we were hesitant and somehow convinced us to buy the subscription. How? How did she do that? Is she magic? Each, and then we both spent a total of $180. Trust me, my mom and I regretted it as soon as we bought it and we were stuck with a subscription. Did they just like peer pressure you and make you feel too embarrassed to say no or something? I regretted it as soon as we bought it and we were stuck with a subscription for a year and we couldn't cancel it. I joked to her saying, well, there goes the last of my previous job's paycheck. I was unemployed at the time because I wanted to focus more on my college course. She laughed and then said, hey, if you also want to make money, let's chat about how I can by becoming an essential oil influencer. Oh no, now you're just passing on the curse to other people. This is how it works. You get scams, then you have to scam other people to make it worth you getting scammed. Yeah, not my proudest moment here. So for weeks, my ass was going to these presentations in support of the lady who was recruiting people, and I was promoting these damn oils. Thankfully, no one questioned it or was interested in the products. No one was interested. Good for them. But also damn those people for not telling me that the company I was promoting was a damn MLM. And I know y'all are wondering, why didn't you research the company? Because I was a damn fool and I thought I learned everything I needed to know in her presentation. Also, I was a broke 19-year-old who wanted— oh, you're only 19, you were a baby. I was a broke 19-year-old who wanted to make a bit of cash. I wasn't questioning anything. After almost a couple months or so, the time came where she was like, hey, you should take the lead on making a presentation and have a meeting with people, you know. And no, this is what they do. They try to like, they basically use you for your connections. They use you to get to your friends and family, and they're like, yeah, we know that your friends and family will spend money on this if it's coming from you. Doesn't matter what it is. Go get money from your friends and family. MLMs are evil, dude. I'm not saying you're evil for being a part of it. I think you were also a victim of it, so don't be too hard on yourself. You're only 19, and I'm sure they were really convincing and good at what they did. They're like, hey, you should take the lead on making a presentation and have a meeting with the people you know and have the chance to make your own money with this side hustle. I was scared shitless because I hate doing presentations, and I was feeling very sketched out about this whole ordeal. So I told this lady, OMG, yes, totally, we should do it at this date and location. She was ecstatic and set everything up for me. I don't know why, but all of a sudden the night before I was supposed to do the presentation, I actually Googled, yes, Google. I actually Googled this company so I could get my presentation started. Yes, I do stuff last minute, LOL. Literally the first page I see was MLM company. I felt so fucking embarrassed. This was a newer-ish MLM Canadian company. So it could explain why certain people didn't know or think to tell me, hey girl, this is the MLM company. I felt humiliated. No, and my partner at the time had to calm me down, and he kept saying, honey, it's okay, everyone makes mistakes, but you saw soccer moms who use EO on a daily and still said, yeah, this is not sketchy. Hey, that's not nice for them to make you feel bad. You already felt bad. Listen, even if it was a little late, at least you eventually found out. At least you found out before you started pushing it on other people and like wrapping your friends and family into it and scamming them. This man really had the nerve to read me a filth while I was embarrassed. The day comes, and instead of me being a grown-ass person and telling her, hey, I don't think this will work out, I don't want to do this, I blocked this lady and every person that I knew through her. That's fair. I never showed up for the meeting and ended up selling all the oils I bought. from this company to the FB Marketplace. To this day, I don't know where this lady is, what she's doing, or seen her since. If somehow she finds me writing this, girl, I'm sorry, but I wanted to keep my dignity. Well, in this story by saying I did make enough selling it on Marketplace. Not all hope is lost, but yeah, that was the time I accidentally was involved in an MLM scheme. Come on, it's okay. It's okay. Oh wait, my camera battery's dying. Pause. Okay, wait, actually first let me rank this. I rank this as I can't relate, but I support you. I'm really proud of you for not going through with it, especially once you Googled it and you found out that it was a predatory marketing scheme. I'm glad you didn't still like try to scam your friends and family to recoup your losses. I'm glad you went about it a different way by going on Marketplace and doing it in a less pressuring, predatory way. So yeah, I think it's okay. We live, we learn, we make mistakes. But I gotta do a little pause and switch out my camera battery because I can see that it's dying. So I'll be right back in a second. I'm back and I got a blanket, so. Or actually maybe this is a robe. Where were we? La 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 la. Okay, I saw the word sex in this one. I got study rooms banned from my college dorm because I had sex in one of them and talked about it on Yik Yak. Wait, I remember Yik Yak. Isn't that like the app where it's just like people in your area posting anonymously? I remember that was like really popular for 5 seconds. I can't believe you got study rooms banned from your college dorm. That actually really sucks for everybody who needed to use the study rooms, but honestly that's not your fault. That's their fault for banning it. I don't think students having sex in a study room is a good enough reason to ban study rooms. That'd be like if they found out that like 2 people had sex in an airport bathroom, so then the airport banned bathrooms. Like, that's not on you. Okay, so I'm just gonna say can't relate, but I support you. You did nothing wrong. I've been banned from Snapchat. I feel like this is missing some context. What did you do? I'm afraid you did something really bad, so I'm gonna say I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna have to turn you in. Sorry. I feel like if the reason you got banned from Snapchat was something that was like a misunderstanding or like wasn't that bad, then you would have told us. So the fact that you didn't tell us why you got banned, it makes me assume the worst, not gonna lie. Were you like harassing people, like sending them pictures of your genitals or something? My farts are embarrassingly loud, and everything I have read online about how to make them quiet does not work. So I just hold them in 95% of the time. I mean, I think that's like the human experience, is holding in your farts 95% of the time, like in public and stuff. I feel like that's just life. I mean, it does suck that yours are really loud. You know, I've heard it's something, I don't know if this applies to you, but I've heard that if you shave your butthole hair off, your farts will be louder because your butthole hair muffles the sound. So, you know, if that's something you do, something to think about is to not do that. I can't relate, but I support you. I support you. I used to occasionally stand barefoot inside my toilet and flush to see if it would take me to the Ministry of Magic. It never worked. Yeah, you didn't have to include that part. I figured that. Did you really do this? Let's just keep that one between us, bestie. Oh hey, we got another one from the MLM girl. Hey, it's almost MLM girl here, back with another embarrassing story. I got a hair on my phone. Hey, it's almost MLM girl here, back with another embarrassing story. I promise I didn't accidentally join another scheme. This actually happened last year. Although this story is 18+, I made it less NSFW for the video, and feel free to replace some words whenever you feel like you need to. I think this is gonna be a juicy one. Long story short, my current partner and I decided to break up for a year. At the time, we didn't know we would be back together, and it was amicable. In the summer of 2022, I was living my best single girl life, and I discovered a lot of things about myself, and I was happy we decided to do that. Oh, I love that for you. This is a good story. So far. During this time, I was having mostly hookups, not looking for anything serious. I was hooking up with this guy, let's call him Leon.
Where's everyone going?
I didn't put that in there. They said, okay, that was me. And he looked like an emo Leon from Resident Evil. Stop! Oh my god! I've been telling Leon that this was mostly a hookup and I wasn't looking for anything serious, and he somewhat understood. Uh-oh, the word somewhat worries me there. Leon was very cute and we had some things in common, but not enough for me to reconsider if he was worth having a relationship with. I'm just gonna say it right now. This man was mediocre at best and he needed to step his game up, but he was okay for what I needed. Oh my god. But I didn't care much since I was living my hot girl summer, so after we did the deed, I would dip. This man would try to make me stay, like he wanted to do pillow talk, would bring me Starbucks. Oh no, this is kind of sad. He would bring you Starbucks from where he worked and wanted to get to know you. Oh no, I'm like, I feel bad for evil Leon.
Women.
I would always make excuses and say, oh, I have to work or that I was busy. And yes, I have no shame. I took the free coffees he gave me after. I also want to say he wasn't being creepy or forceful. He was actually very sweet about it, and after a while he got the message, and the most he would do was pay for my Uber, a gentleman we love. This is a sad story. I feel bad. I feel like he like really liked you. Oh, it's not your fault like that you didn't feel the same way, but like I feel bad for emo Leon. Okay, here comes the embarrassing part of the story. Oh, okay. Things were heating up one Thursday afternoon in August. We weren't being quiet because he told me that his roommates were gone for the day and they don't usually bother him when he's in his room. Everything was going good. He was less mediocre, so glad that he took some of my advice and we were having fun. We were in this particular position where we both happened to be very exposed. I am not saying the name, we are keeping it PG for your video. Again, everything was great until it wasn't. Now, I know y'all are expecting me to say that his roommates caught us and we both had to stop and be embarrassed and I left right after that and never saw him again. Nope, that is not what happened. And I wish that happened instead. You know who the hell came into his room because we didn't hear the front door open? His fucking parents.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice.
This man forgot that they were gonna stop by to go out for his father's birthday. Obviously, we were butt naked and in that position I mentioned, and we both started cursing and yelling. He was trying so hard to hide and cover me. Again, a gentleman we love. The parents were both just like, oh, and they didn't close the door, they just stared. Why? His parents, it didn't close the door, they just stared. Leon was like, can y'all give us a couple minutes? And the parents finally came to their senses and closed the door. We started to get dressed and he apologized profusely. I told him it was fine and reassured him that I wasn't mad at him. The next couple of minutes were very awkward since we both had to do a walk of shame outside the living room where his parents were sitting. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Before they could even say anything, all I could say was, wow, look at the time. My Uber is here. So yeah. And I bolted to the door to leave because I wasn't staying for whatever tomfoolery was waiting for me. I heard Leon and his parents starting to argue, and all I heard before I left the apartment was his mom saying, really, son? In that position, you couldn't have some decorum? What? Why is his mom critiquing what sex position he chose? What the hell? That's so, like, that's so mortifying. If I was a mom, I would never. I would just be like, oh, okay, don't worry, we don't have to talk about it. I wouldn't be like, that position? You had an interesting mom. Okay. The way I was screaming mentally, because why is she reading this poor man to filth about his positioning? And then his dad freaking chimed in with, hey, doesn't she work at the mall? Good choice, son. She was very nice. Which made the mom scream at him. Is this guy not an adult? Why are they talking to him like he's a baby?
Get off my back, old man!
The thing is, I don't even remember helping Leon's dad at the mall I worked at, so I was very confused, but it didn't matter because my ass needed to go. After I left, me and Leon saw each other once more a week after and decided to call it quits because it became way too awkward. Really? This was the second time I got caught doing the deed with someone and a family member walked in. It's so weird that this happened twice, but this one was way more embarrassing. Anyways, I hope I got some good chuckles out of this, and I hope emo Leon is living his best life.
Hasta luego.
I'm sorry if it felt rushed. I was trying to minimize it since I saw you got 18 more confessions. No, you're fine. You're fine. It was a great story. Wonderful storytelling. Yeah, I feel bad that his parents were so weird about it. I feel like that didn't have to be that awkward. Like, it didn't have to be... I mean, yeah, of course it's gonna initially be awkward, but it didn't have to be, like, lastingly awkward. I feel like the parents kind of overreacted. I don't know. But it sounds like you two didn't have anything long-term stacked up anyway. It sounded like it wasn't going to go anywhere based on the way you're talking about him being mediocre and whatnot. So, I guess it's fine. I don't think that's what really ruined anything. Can't relate, but I support you. I enjoy watching my GF sleep with other people. I mean, hey, like whatever floats your boat. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, can't relate, but I support you. When I was 16, I broke up with a boy because when we had our first kiss, his breath smelled like pickles. You must not have actually liked him that much, because I feel like if you actually like someone, that's not gonna be a deal breaker. I mean, I don't know how bad this pickle smell was, but I feel like that's something that's like easily fixable. So you couldn't have liked him that much, right? I mean, you were 16. 16-year-olds are fickle. I broke up with him over text with a lie saying my mom won't let me have a boyfriend, and then I never talked to him again. Fair. A few years prior, I tried to break up with a boy through a MySpace blog post. It was one of those survey ones where you answer a bunch of questions. Every question that inquired about my relationship, I shot down. I can't remember the questions, but they're along the lines of, are you thinking of anyone right now? No. Well, what would you do if your crush called you right now? Not answer, lol. He broke up with me the next day because he had a feeling it wasn't going to work out. Needless to say, young me was bad at confrontation. I'm gonna go with, oh geez, did I send this? I've never actually broken up with someone via MySpace Q&A, but it just feels like something I would do. I also avoid confrontation, and especially when I was younger, I was really bad about it, about being really passive with breaking up over text, breaking up over AIM. Yeah, I tried breaking up over AIM once, but I was too subtle about it, and then I guess he didn't get it, or he did get it and pretended not to, and then he broke up with me first, and I was like, wait, I was trying to break up with you. I broke up with you first, but it didn't matter. I was 12. If God kills a kitten every time someone jerks off, then with your assistance, I have made God to kill hundreds, if not thousands of kittens. I'm so scared.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Let's keep that between, I don't even want to say let's keep that between us, bestie. Let's keep that between you and yourself. Yeah, anyways, next one is, I think candy corn is pretty good. Now that is a OMG, did I send this if I ever saw one? Yes, I love candy corn. I'm with you. I'm 100% on your side. If you need any backup, if you ever find yourself in any kind of physical violent scenario where you have to fight someone who doesn't like candy corn, call me. I'll be there. When I was 13, I went on my first date. I went on my first date at 13 too. And I thought the ultimate Riz move would be to pour her popcorn so she would have to eat it off my lap. I have had nothing but regret for this.
No, we cannot escape, we cannot come out.
No. I'm gonna rate that one up. Let's just keep that one between us, bestie. I kind of want to know the rest of the story. Like, did she eat it off your lap? She's probably just like, oh, do you need me to get a new bag of popcorn? So I started working as a freelance audio engineer when I was about 14. Cool. I lied about my age on my resume and made several fake profiles that would verify my fake age. Damn, okay. I started to get a lot of work and became pretty proficient at the job. This is impressive. Had to sign NDAs and worked with a couple of gaming companies. What? Why are you so cool? Why were you so cool and talented at 14? But I was still pretty young and didn't really get how it all worked. I even had a pseudonym. I thought that if anyone online knew my real age, I'd lose my job at the time and needed the money. Different, longer story. I was at an age where I started to discover myself and find groups of similar people. I told them my fake age, and though in real life we're actually quite similar in age, being what they thought was about 5 years older than them, I was the dad of the group. After a couple of years, I stopped even working freelance, but I had already constructed an entire false life to keep the narrative of my fake age making sense. School was work, parents were roommates, going to school clubs was heading to the bar, etc. I had become a different person in their eyes, even though most of the feelings I expressed in moments we shared were all genuine. I had this one thing that was a lie from the very beginning. To this day, I haven't told them, and I'm going to be the best man at one of their weddings next year. Stop! I can't bring myself to tell them, and I probably never will. You should tell them. So, that's a really funny story. They're not gonna hold that against you. You were 14 and you all are adults now. I feel like you should totally tell them, and you'll have the best laugh about it. Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe they'll hate you forever if you tell them. I think it would be fine. I feel like you should just tell them. Stand up in the middle of their ceremony right in the middle of their vows and say, I object! Before you go through with this, I need to tell you my darkest secret. I am 5 years younger than I told you I was. And then just sit down and see how the rest of the night goes. I can't relate, but I support you. Well, actually, no, wait, no. I can relate. Let's back that up. Let's back that up and change it to, OMG, did I send this? I didn't go as in depth as you with my identity, but I did have an entire friend group growing up that I lied about my age to when I was younger on Neopets, because I started a guild and I knew that people wouldn't want to join the Neopets guild of a little twerp, you know. I wanted to seem cool and I wanted to make my guild seem desirable. So I told everyone I was 16. In actuality, I was 10. And, you know, I had a lot of teenagers, or at least people who said they were teenagers, joining my guild. And my guild got actually very big. It was called Neopians at Random. And it had 2 tildes at the end. I love making layouts for that guild and events for that guild. A lot of what I did with the guild is similar to what I do with my stream now. It ended with me deleting my account and disappearing off the face of Neopets because I thought I got caught, even though I'm not entirely sure if I did get caught. But I've told that story before. But I'll tell it again. So my best friend was messaging me, you know, through Neo Mail, as we do. And she was like, oh my god, I want to go swimming, but Tom, like all capital T-O-M. And I was like trying to figure this out. I was like, what does that mean? So I was like, oh, is that a hurricane? Hurricane Tom, is that why you can't swim? And she was like, no, you've never heard of time of the month? And I was so mortified. I looked up time of the month and I read about what it was. I didn't even know what a period was, but I googled it and I was like, oh my god, this is something that I would know if I was 16. She knows, she's on to me. So I didn't reply to that. I deleted all my accounts. I deleted the guild. I got out of there. I never went back on Neopets again, never talked to her again. And you know what, she probably didn't even think anything of it, but in my mind, I was compromised. I had this middle school bully that always teases me every day. Oh, I hate them and I will beat them up. One day I decided to vandalize their car. It was a good car, a Benz. I decided to take it out there since he brags that his dad drives a Benz. One night I spray painted a bunch of peepees and curse words onto the car and keyed the paint and slashed the tires too. It turned out his dad is a family driver and it was not theirs. It's used to drive a local attorney here in our city. His dad was out of work for months until they could pay for the damages. That bully got quieter and quieter as days go by. I somehow felt good about it, but I still think that it was a bad revenge and I shouldn't have taken it out on their car. Oh my god. Bestie, let's keep that one between you and me, okay? Yeah, we don't need to be telling anyone else about this. I am really sorry that you had to deal with bullying and you were young and bullying sucks, so I understand. I mean, that sucks for his family though, but it happened. I sometimes feel like a lot of people are uncomfortable around me, be it you, Jen, or whoever else. I know that I'm crass and I can be pretty oblivious to what is and isn't okay to say, and for that I just want to say I love you guys and you're old, and regardless of my incessant fanboyness or my idiocy, I hope y'all can bear with me. Oh, and win Yakuza 0, Jen. It's not on the calendar anymore. The rage. This confession has been redacted due to the incendiary nature of the contents within, not lining up with YouTube guidelines. Fuck, it couldn't be more obvious who sent this. Okay, I absolutely know who sent this. But I am really sorry that you feel like that. I don't feel uncomfortable around you. But I'm sorry that you feel like people are uncomfortable around you, and I hope you're able to find a way to, I don't know, feel better about that. I can't relate, but I support you. I cheated in my last relationship, kinda? So initially, my ex gave me the go-ahead to join a couple for a threesome after we opened our relationship. But after the deed was done without her knowledge, as she stated she didn't want to be in the know, she walked back, opening up the relationship. So I kind of retroactively cheated on her. Oh, okay, I gotta unpack this. She said you could have a threesome, but she didn't want to know anything about it or when it happened or want to hear about it. And you started an open relationship, and then you did the threesome and she came back and said, actually I changed my mind, I don't want that. Hey, that's literally like, that's not your fault. It's fine. I'm gonna say I can't relate, but I support you. It sounds like you played by the rules of engagement. You did everything that had been agreed upon. And it sounds like the relationship is over since you said it's your last relationship, so it's not like something you have to think about every day when you look at them. So I would just let that one go. Do I need exercise if I lose my sense of hearing after a nut? Like someone Roku remotes my ears to mute? Is that real? I'm not a doctor. My roommate's a doctor, but she's asleep right now because she has a long shift tomorrow. Can't relate, but I support you Googling if that's normal. Maybe it's normal, or maybe you're dying. I don't know. One or the other. I once was falsely accused of sexual assault and now have a fear of being a creep when trying to initiate any sort of romantic endeavor. Well, that sucks. But I also feel like it's good to at least have a little bit of a healthy fear of being a creep when initiating romantic stuff. I mean, there's definitely a healthy amount of concern you should have, everyone should have in that regard, where they are worried about, you know, consent and if their advances are wanted. Everyone should have that in mind and worry about that to an extent. So I don't know. Okay, I'm back again. My SD card got completely full, so it stopped recording. So I had to go unload all the footage from my card to my computer and then clear my card out to make more room to film more. But I did that, and now here we are, and we're back. I think I rated the last one. Let's keep that between us, bestie. I am really sorry that happened to you. That was like a more serious, sad one, and I'm sorry. I lied to all of my current friends at a new job about having a crush on one of them because one of our mutual friends also had a crush on the same girl. The reason being that friend telling me he was intimidated by me if we were to ever pursue the same person, and so I lied so he wouldn't think he had any competition. Oh, I get it. And hid my feelings. Oh. So I thought you were saying that you lied about having a crush on this girl, but you actually didn't. But you're saying you had a crush on the same girl, but you lied and said you didn't. I mean, that's fair. That's your business. You don't have to tell people who you have a crush on. I can't relate, but I support you. I realized I was poly after my ex cheated on me with her lesbian best friend and was more inclined to join our relationship than actually even hurt by the ordeal. Wait, okay. I mean, I'm really glad that something that could have potentially been a terrible situation worked out. Like, that was shitty that your ex cheated on you, but I'm glad that it didn't hurt you and that you were fine with it. Like, that's cool. I'm glad that there was a happy ending. I mean, it sounds like it wasn't that happy of an ending because they're your ex, but hey, now you know you're poly, so that's cool. Can't relate, but I support you. I realized I was bi the first time Spider-Man turned me on when I was in middle school. Oh my god. Dude, which Spider-Man? Don't say Tobey Maguire. No, it was like cartoon Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Like, I need more information, but that's so funny. I love that Spider-Man was your bi awakening. I'm gonna say can't relate. I am bi, but Spider-Man wasn't my bi awakening, so I'm gonna say I can't relate, but I support you. Despite what people tell about how attractive I am, I steadily believe that they're all lying to me, so I make a fool of myself trying to love someone. No. I think you already know this rationally, but I will remind you just because you need to hear it. They have no reason to lie to you about that. If people are telling you you're attractive, and you should believe them. And you shouldn't, and no one wants to set you up to make a fool of yourself. Like, nobody would do that. No one would do that. So you're fine. I'm sure you're very attractive, and I'm sorry that you worry that people are lying to you. Can't relate, but I support you. And I'm not saying I can't relate because I don't know what it's like to not feel attractive. I just can't relate to the part about, you know, thinking people are purposely lying to me to try to get myself to make a fool of myself. And I think that sucks to have that as a worry, and I hope that you can overcome that. I think I ruined a few new friendships by loving too much too fast. No. I think that is a thing. Like, you can definitely come across overbearing if you are like too loving too fast to people who don't know you that well, and I'm really sorry that happened to you. It sucks, but you know what, it's a learning moment. Now you know to like take it easier in new friendships and new relationships, and take it a little slower, because you don't really know people, you know. You can't be overcommitting yourself to new people like that. You don't really know anybody until you've known them for a long time, I guess. Or find other people who also want to immediately become besties and be super in love like really fast. Maybe you just need to find your people who befriend people the same way that you do. But yeah, I know a lot more people are more reserved when making new friends. I'm definitely one of those people who will get put off if someone's too overbearing right away, because then I'm like, whoa, you don't know me. How do you know you like me this much? We don't know each other like that, you know? So I'm definitely one of the people who would like a slower approach to friendship than the overbearing, over the top, so much love right away. But you know, there's people like you who like to just go into a friendship balls to the wall, slam in like the Kool-Aid man and be like, I love you, you're my best friend, like right away. So you just gotta find your people. Either that or learn to tone it down. I can't relate, but I support you. I find you amazingly attractive, and seeing my face makes you want to confess all your sins. I love. Okay, can't relate, but I support you. When I get really obsessed with a game, I start seeing it in my dreams. Me too. OMG, did I send this? Like, no, for real. OMG, did I send this? Like, yes, me too. I always dream about the games I'm playing. Usually the games that I'm playing on my phone before bed, and I'm always playing games on my phone before bed. So like Legends of Runeterra, Hearthstone, just various Slay the Spire, various card games that are on mobile often make it to my dreams. A lot of my dreams are kind of go in and out of the format of deck builder games. It like a lot of my dreams blend deck building with reality. I don't know, but yes, I understand. Sometimes I drink water and fire it out of my kidney cannon a few hours later. What is that? What does that mean? Do you mean you pee it out? Are you saying like you pee? Is that your secret? Or do you have actual cannon directly coming out of your kidney? I'm so confused. I'm gonna rank this as, I practice alchemy and it fucking works. I love that for you, but you know what? Let's keep that between you and me, bestie. You don't want the world finding out about that. That's a lot of power and you don't want it to get into the wrong hands, so we need to keep that one on the DL, okay? You're amazingly cute. Stop. You're amazingly cute, and I low-key have a crush on you, but I never do anything about it. Thank you. It's probably for the best that I would never do anything about it. Literally, like this one and the other one that said I'm cute. That's really sweet. I really appreciate it. But also, I have to just be real. I'm just gonna let you down real right now. I'm just gonna be so real. If you're wondering if I like you back or have a crush on you back, I don't. And I know this because I don't have a crush on anyone. I don't like anyone like that right now. So I'm sorry to break this news to you. I'm just being honest, but I appreciate it. I can't relate, but I support you. That's what I'll rate that one. I'm sorry. In my senior year of college, I went on a vacation with a small group of friends and we saw a really hot street performer. We randomly ran into him at a bar later and I was feeling frisky, so we went and hooked up at his place, which happened to be nearby. Dude! He liked you too? Oh my god, that's so exciting! Oh my god! It was fun, but looking back, it was super dangerous. PSA, don't be a dumbass like me and sleep with strangers in a strange place. You gotta live a little. That's exciting that you were attracted to them, they were attracted to you back. Like, how often does that happen in life? I don't know, maybe a lot, but that's exciting and I'm happy for you and I'm glad you had a fun time. And you know what, maybe it was dangerous. but I'm not judging you for it, so I'm gonna say can't relate, but I support you. I feel like I can be very parasocial in your chat and community from living alone and not having many friends IRL, and yet I can't stop. Just know I'll never cut out photos of you and put them on other people. Okay, well I wasn't worried about that until right now. I'm sorry that you feel parasocial though. I would say there's a good portion of the community that I like consider genuine friends. Like most of the community I really enjoy the company of, and I think a lot of the community considers each other genuine friends. At least I hope so. So I'm sorry you feel parasocial, but I feel like a lot of the connections we make in Gupville are real. And I'm not saying that I feel that way about every single person that comes into my chat, but you know, the people that have been around a lot of years that I see all the time and we interact with each other all the time, like I feel like it's not that parasocial, especially between community members too. Like it's, I don't know, I feel like it's real. Is that bad? I don't know. I don't know who you are, if you are someone that I consider a real friend or not, but I think there is like a lot of real connection and camaraderie within the community, and I don't think that's bad. I don't think it's bad to enjoy your online friendships. I can't relate, but I support you. Even though I can relate a little bit to part of that, I also don't have many friends IRL, and all my friends are kind of like in online communities, so I can relate, but I don't think I worry about it as much as you do as like a bad thing. So I'm gonna say I can't relate, but I support you. We made it to the last one. Probably hush hush and open secret with family, but Grandpa may have killed somebody. Grandpa may have killed somebody in retaliation for another death in the family and not suffered any consequences. Damn, okay. Let's just keep this one between us, bestie. I love that this is just like an accepted secret that everyone knows in your family, but everyone's just like kind of in agreement to not turn in Grandpa. I don't know the full story, but it sounds like he was avenging a loved one, and you know, sometimes you gotta avenge the loved one. Who am I to judge? I don't know, man. I don't know your life. I did not expect to get that many confessions, I'm not gonna lie. I was really scared before I started reading them. I was like, oh my god, how bad are these gonna be? But nobody even hit the top tier. Nobody even got the I call a priest for an exorcism right now. So you know what, not too bad. Overall, none of them terrified me. One of them scared me a little bit. The one about every time you masturbate you kill a kitten. They kill lots of kittens. Yeah, that was scaring me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But none of them besides that one were that bad. Like most of your secrets were very understandable or relatable, so I hope that all of you let go of any guilt you feel from these confessions. Let it go, let it go. And yeah, now that you got that off your chest, I hope you feel better. Goodbye, I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Eat some rice because I'm hungry and there's rice in my rice cooker.